Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey. So, we're back from our little short vacation. We had a great time. We want to, first of all, thank everyone that subscribed while we were on the ship. We got quite a few subscribers on the ship.
We got a few.
And we want to welcome all of you to the Sea Leg Journey crew.
Hey, we're so glad to be back. And don't forget who we are.
We are Robin, and I'm Robin. This is Chet, and we are Sea Leg Journeys.
That's right. We saw it in the National Geographic magazine this morning.
I thought you were going to say you saw it on the newspaper in Virgin Voyages.
Yeah.
So, we want to thank everyone for stopping in. We want to thank everyone that's watching from Instagram and Facebook and lurking in the background. And, of course, everyone that participates in the chat.
And if you're on your way to work, on your way to Walmart, on your way to go through the drive-thru to get you some fried chicken at KFC. Hey, no matter what
chicken at KFC.
Yeah, no matter what you're doing, we're going to ride along with you. We're going to have a great time. And tonight we're going to talk about that Virgin Voyage cruise that we just went on. 5 days of fantasticness.
So we're going to talk about that this Sunday night and next Sunday night too, because there's no way we can get through all of it this Sunday night. And of course, Chet is going to be working on videos.
Yes. In fact, I've got 3 in the works. One's almost done, and I have a short already ready to go. So they'll be coming out this week.
So let's say hi to everybody that's in the chat first before we get this whole show under the way.
Okay. Hey, there's Tiffany Lava Shark saying hello, Chet and Robin. Hey, Tiffany. The Z-Man from the Z Show Cruise Fund saying good afternoon, Sea Leg. Good afternoon to you, Z-Man. Don Arnold, aloha, my friend. He says, oh my, I can't wait. We can't wait either, Don. We're glad you're here with us. Marjorie, our newest member. Good evening to you. We love you, Marjorie. Mm-hmm. Antoinette says, good evening, Chet and Robin. Hey, Antoinette, we missed you while we was away. Mm-hmm. Randacita saying, good evening, y'all. Good evening to you, Randacita. Hey, the members are rolling in here, y'all. Don't forget to check out these wonderful channels, these people you're seeing right here. Get over there and check them out. They got great content, y'all. And hey, there's one of your favorites, too. Shady Hill. Homestead, Shady Hill. What's going on? Mark the Shark's in the house. We'll give him a salute, everybody. He's saying hello to all my beautiful people.
All my beautiful people.
Rock the Boat's here. Rock the Boat. What's going on, y'all? Hey, there's James Cantonese. All right. He says, hey, Sea Lake Journeys, do not go to the pool. You might get blind.
Okay.
James, I don't know what that means. We're going to give you a double squeaky though, bro. Aaron says, hello, Sea Lake Journeys gang. Welcome to the new kids on the block, the lurkers. That's right. The lurkers, the Facebook, the everybody who's driving themselves crazy tonight.
There you go.
And Mark the Shark says, to all the people that know me, you know I'm cruising on Harmony of the Seas. We just left port of Miami about an hour ago. I'm so excited. Woo, I'd be excited too if I was on that ship. It's a cruise life. Hey, what's going on there, y'all? From across the pond, they're saying good evening to us. Good evening to you. And Scott Smith's here. We are now Scott compliant. Thanks for that, Scott. Hello, Sea Lake Journeys, driving and listening. We appreciate it, Scott. Woohoo!
So, the big question of the day.
When's supper?
Yeah,
not that question.
I'm hungry too. You know, the thing is, when you get off a cruise ship, you get home and it's totally different. There's nobody to wait on you. There's nobody to cook for you. There's nobody to wash the dishes.
I wash the dishes.
So we sit here and we look at each other and we go, what are we going to eat? We don't know.
So far today, we've ate a bag of chips, a thing of cottage cheese, and a plate of vegetables. We did eat some vegetables. That's what we ate today.
So the big question of the day, we went on Virgin Voyages, the Scarlet Lady.
Yes.
Would we ever cruise on her again?
I know I would.
I would definitely go on her again.
And we're going to tell you why. We're going to tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, the what fors, and any questions you got, feel free to put them in the comments. And if we don't know the answer, I've got plenty of material over here I brought back with me from the ship, just in case I don't know the answer.
And just so you know, we've heard a lot of things about Virgin and found out those things were not true. So they're myths or they're part truths. So we are going to set you straight on everything about Virgin Voyages. Number one, first of all, we'll come back to this later. Drinks are not included. So just saying, we'll come back to that later.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that later and we'll explain what I mean by drinks are not included.
Yeah.
So they did status match us.
They sure did.
We sent a request for a status match, and they status matched us, so we became the Blue Sailors.
Right. And so what that meant for us, one of the perks we got was the priority boarding. So the rock stars, the mega rock stars, they're the people who book those really expensive
That like
suites.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they call suites. They get to go first. Well, the next group behind them was everybody with the blue band, which included us.
Mm-hmm.
So our boarding time was set for 3:45, but because we had this, we got on at 1:15.
Yeah.
The rock stars got on at 1:10, and we got on at 1:15.
Yes. So we want to, here's, it's a cruise life.
Oh, is there enough deck space in your opinion?
Okay. So the space on a Virgin ship is totally different than any other cruise line we've ever been on. I want to talk about first about, hang on one second. And we want to say hello to the Moonlight Adventures.
Hey, Josh and Chastity.
And Mark the Shark is reminding everyone to give us a thumbs up. And Aaron Smith.
Virgin Voyages, the facts, the fables, and the fudged truths coming up on Sea Lake Journeys Live.
There you go. That's exactly right. And welcome in the Down Under Cruiser.
Hey, Sean, what's going on? Good morning from them.
Back to the question from...
It's a cruise line.
It's a cruise line. Is there enough deck space in your opinion?
That's a yes and no, really.
It is. It's a yes and no, really. So on the main pool deck, okay, so first of all, there's a swimming pool. That's a very small swimming pool, but the outside area of it is lots of ankle deep water. It's really meant to be a conversation pool.
Yes.
So if you're looking at the space of the pool, the space of the swimming part of the pool is not very large. But then the other pool that they have on the other side of the bar is like a bar that separates the two pool areas. It is more of a cool jacuzzi pool. So it's a big X in the middle of the pool, and it's jets all around the pool. The water is cool. It's not cold, but it's cooler than lukewarm. Now, the deck space, they have these strange sitting things. They're like triangles. And so when you have two people sitting on it, only two people can sit there. Yet you would think that it'd be space for like 6 people. Then when they put out the deck chairs, they have these big beds that lay on the edge of the pool, and people, of course, lay on the big beds. And so there's not a lot of room for where you feel like you're comfortable sitting between these people that are laying on beds.
Yeah, if you want to lay on a bed with strangers and they don't mind you laying there with them, then you might be okay.
So the deck space, it's quite odd. It's not that it's not enough room, but it's that it's strangely designed.
And there's more deck space where you're not going to see the ocean. You're going to see in toward the ship or the wall that they have, because you can't see past the wall. There are decks where you can see out in the ocean, and there's some space up there too with the regular loungers like you're used to seeing on typical cruise ships. And honestly, when we walk by all these spaces, on the place where you'd be sitting looking at the ocean and the regular loungers, there seemed to be plenty of seating. There's no chair hogs on this ship. No,
and then the thing is that when you look at the pictures of the pool, it looks like all of these chairs are being saved by towels. That's not true. There was no excessive saving of chairs around the pool, even the beds. But what they do is they do lay towels, folded towels, either on the headrest of the recliner or, a pretty design on the beds. So
the crew did that.
The crew is putting clean towels out for you. It's not that people are saving the chairs.
Yeah, we didn't see any chair saving really to speak of. Nothing that anybody would complain about.
At any given time, we could have gotten either a lounger or a chair by the pool.
Oh, yeah.
At any time.
Or upstairs out in the sun looking out over the ocean.
Now, the thing is that like on a most typical ships, they have this outer area where you can stand and look out. They really don't have that.
No, we went up the deck, I think it was 15, to do the
16.
sail away. 16.
16.
And all it was a big giant couch all along the back.
Right.
And you'd have to go up and stand on the couch, which was really high, to look over.
To look out.
So you weren't going to watch the sail away from there. And the sail away party was supposed to be held down around that pool, where you're not going to see the ocean from there either. So you'd have to go up to 17 to
stand on the inside area to look down. You can't stand on the outside area and look out at the water. So it's kind of like they're not designed for ocean view. You're not going to sit on this ship. They do have some places that you can sit and watch the ocean view, but there's not a lot of those spaces. And a lot of ships, you'll have the inside where they've got the big plate glass windows, which with seating where you can look out. They do have windows that you can look out, but it's not abundant like it is on most cruise lines. And
which led me to kind of understand what they did with another thing that we really noticed different about this ship is there's USB ports and 110 outlets everywhere. Because people are really hooked to their devices.
They really are. So no matter if you're sitting, so their buffet area, we'll come back to this in a minute. It's really not a buffet area. It's really more like a food court. But at the bars, the big tables that they have, or even like how sushi bars will have a little bar with little stools at it. There were charging portals everywhere. Any place that there was to sit and lounge on this ship, there was a place to plug in.
Yeah. We sat there, and both with laptops and cameras and everything.
The internet was superb. Now, we did have, because we had the blue band, we got the free premium Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And the best Wi-Fi we've ever had at sea, ever.
Yeah, that was another thing with the status match, was giving us that free upgraded Wi-Fi, which was super fantastic.
Now, as far as the app goes, because every ship's doing the app now.
Yeah, on your phone.
They're equally crappy.
Yeah.
They're equally crashed. They're equally crappy. Here's Aaron Smith here.
A cruise ship that sails on the ocean, but you can't see the sea. Fascinating.
Yeah.
You could go up to a deck.
The sea.
There was areas where you could, but it just didn't seem to be the primary focus of this ship.
Right, exactly. And welcome in Eddie Lugo.
Yo, Eddie.
So one thing that I thought was very strange was the furniture.
Very strange furniture.
So the furniture is very, I'd say modern industrial, yet modern lounging.
Think IKEA.
And very much IKEA. Not comfortable furniture. You're not going to sit for long periods of time in any one location.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. We'd sit down and I don't think I can sit here anymore. We'd get up and go find a different chair.
Yeah, there were a few chairs that were comfortable to sit at, but mostly not. And unless you were sitting in the areas where you were to eat at a table, the tables were short.
Yeah.
So they were like coffee table kind of deals.
We're going to present more of this in video form too throughout the next.
You're going to get it all in videos.
Yeah, you see what
here is It's a Cruise Life.
Did you guys have to pre-book your meals and shows?
Okay,
I heard you need to do this as well in advance.
Yes, so this is a little bizarre. First of all, they don't serve breakfast and lunch on the ship. It's brunch. They serve brunch and dinner. And yes, we did have to make reservations for brunch and dinner in the dining rooms. But you didn't have to make a reservation if you ate at the buffet, quote unquote, food court. Most of the shows you did have to have a reservation for. And if you made a reservation and you didn't show up for your reservation, they have a $10 fee that they charge you.
Oh, is that what it was? I never did find that out.
And they give it to charity, but we don't know what kind of charity it is. Now, because we booked 2 weeks out, we could not get any reservations before we left the house for anything. But when we got on the ship, we went straight to deck number 5 in Razzle Dazzle, and they had employees there helping you book some reservations. We did get a reservation every night for dinner at a different restaurant, but the shows were hit and miss. I had a hard time getting shows because you had to have a reservation. You kind of had to watch the app constantly to see if somebody canceled or if somebody didn't show up.
Now, I don't know if this had anything to do with it, but there was some times where we just walked up. We said, let's just go up there and see if we can get in to eat here. And we got in. I went up there for breakfast one morning and we got right in. And
then one morning we went up there one morning for breakfast, and the first morning, and he said he was booked, but he did book us a breakfast for the following morning. And we got in the following morning, and then another morning we just went up and we were early because the food places don't open at 6 o'clock like they do on most ships. They don't. So if you are one of those 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock eating people, you're not going to get food on Virgin that early. Let's see some of the other comments here. Here's Aaron.
Okay, sounds like Virgin is hedging the bets about the reputation as active cruising.
Yes.
Let me tell you, they live up to that reputation, Aaron. It is active. It is set up for active cruisers.
It really is. And all the exercise classes were constantly booked.
Yes.
There was a class that was a bungee class, and you're supposed to be in like this little bungee harness. And I wanted to do that class. That class was constantly full. The only class that was not constantly full was Zumba. I think it's because Zumba is kind of, old compared to some of these other exercise programs.
The exercise classes start at 7 a.m. The last one's at 6 p.m. This is all exercise classes, y'all, that you can get into. All different ones, and they're usually all full.
They had yoga, they had Zumba, they had that bungee thing that I wanted to do. They had weightlifting. They had
what they call the HIIT class, HIIT, high intensity workout. They got the gut on track wellness workshops. Oh my goodness, what is all this stuff?
They had
spin
classes. And the spin classroom, it probably had 30 spin bikes in there.
Oh yeah.
The gym was somebody was constantly in the gym, and there was constantly something going on in the gym, as well as what Chet called the outdoor playroom, which was on the outside of the deck. Now here you could see the ocean, but it was like adult playground.
Yeah, and like seesaw, seesaw, teeter-totter, whatever you want to call it. They had one of those. They got one of those where 4 people could sit on it and rock around like this, and hand over hand bars, and a punching bags, and
and they had big punching bags, little punching bags. They had basketball court, exercise classes. I'll be on vacation. I wanted to do the one bungee class because I wanted to try it out. Although I knew I couldn't do it back here because we don't have a place like that here. But I thought it would be fun. Could not get in. It was totally full. The other thing that I thought was weird was the sheets. Okay, so I just think, this is the way I like my bed. I like a fitted sheet, a top sheet, and a comforter. That's just me. Well, they had a fitted sheet and a comforter, but no top sheet, which I just thought was so bizarre. But the comforter was inside, a sheet-lined coverlet for it. But I just thought it was so bizarre that there was no top sheet. I didn't
even notice when she said that. I went, really?
And I even asked the room steward, and she says, no, they don't do that like that on Virgin. And our room steward was from Carnival.
Yes.
She had worked for Carnival for 15 years.
Yes.
And she's now a Virgin. And I asked her, I said, how do you love it? How do you like it? She said, I love it. There's no bunk beds to make up.
Dig this. She didn't change because of money.
No.
She changed because you
get
benefits. The benefits, like, for instance, free Wi-Fi for the crew.
Yes. And every one of the crew members we ran into that we ran into ones that had worked for Royal and had worked for all different kinds of cruise lines.
Name one, yeah.
We ran into a gentleman that had worked for Four Seasons Hotel. And all of them said that they liked Virgin mainly because of the free Wi-Fi. You're away from home, and other cruise lines charge employees for the use of the Wi-Fi. That's why a lot of times when you get to a port, you'll see employees get off the ship and run for the free Wi-Fi.
Well, oddly enough, too, though, they did mention one other thing that as we were talking to people, we asked them why they picked Virgin, and the number one thing was consistent throughout.
Yes.
And believe it or not, one of the top things for the crew was consistent with the passengers, and that was
No kids.
No
No
kids.
kids.
Yep. Number one reason people pick Virgin, we talked to probably 100 people or more,
Mm-hmm.
no kids. And with the crew, one of the first things they mentioned was no kids.
Yes, totally. Everyone. And we ran into a lot of first-time cruisers, and we asked them why they choose Virgin, and they said because of no kids.
I would say 90% of the people we talked to on that ship, it was their first time on Virgin.
Mm-hmm.
And a majority of them, I'm going to say probably 70% of them, it was their first cruise ever.
Mm-hmm. And hi to Steve and Tina.
Hey, Steve and Tina.
And Don saying we're a lovely couple. Thank you, Don.
Thank you for that, Don. Don, you get a double squeaky, brother. And aloha.
So the thing about the drink package, so it's not unlimited drink package. It's not. Okay. There's two different ways you get onboard credit for Virgin. One is called bar loot. It can only be used for bar drinks. And the other one is sailor loot. Now, sailor loot can be used for anything. You can use it for the bar tab. You can buy a t-shirt with it. But bar loot can only be used at the bar. You cannot go in the gift shop and buy a bottle of wine and use your bar loot. It doesn't work like that.
So the thing is, it usually comes in $300 increments. So if you want to book it, sometimes they'll include it in your booking as a perk. But a lot of times you got to purchase that $300 drinking loot, whatever you call it. Bar loot on your own. But instead of limiting you to 15 drinks a day or whatever a lot of cruise lines are doing, you get to decide what you want to spend it on.
Right.
For instance, you may like espressos. They're $3 a piece on this ship.
And there were no really stupid expensive drinks. Like I got cocktails many times that were $7, $11. I think the most we paid for one cocktail was $13, but it had more than one type of liquor in it.
Well, if you want a Corona, a beer, it's $7. If you want a Red Bull, just a Red Bull energy drink, it's $5. If you want a Gold Rush or a Moscow Mule or a pineapple daiquiri, drinks like that, they were $13. Mm-hmm. And so there's different prices. So really you're going to kind of control whatever it is you're drinking.
And Mark the Shark is reminding everybody, give us a thumbs up. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
And Pedroza Travel has dropped in.
Hey, John Pedroza, what's going on?
And here's a question from Z.
Question, are you guys going to do a Halloween show this year?
So, no, I don't know. But one thing that we did realize once we got on Virgin was this week Halloween starts. Now, Virgin, it was so much fun. It was so chill. It would be great to do a Halloween cruise on Virgin and New Year's.
Maybe we'll just have to do a Halloween show then here on Sea Lake Journeys.
And here's
That's a good idea, Z-Man.
Pedroza Travels.
Wow, drinking costs a lot. Good thing I don't drink.
And that's the other thing. So soda is free and it's self-serve.
Yeah, that's right. Something that is included in your fare is the Coke, ginger ale, any kind of soda, water, of course.
I think it was all Pepsi products. I'm not sure.
I don't know. Whatever it was.
We took a picture of it.
Yeah, whatever the sodas were. Yeah. And your regular teas, not specialty teas, but your regular tea, your regular juices out of the machine, which, by the way, were quite good.
Yes.
I thought anyway. Mm-hmm. So things like that are all included in your fare. And you don't have to wait and ask somebody for a Coke. You can just walk up there and get it yourself.
Yeah, and there's no bottled water on the ship, so you're not going to be able to buy bottled water. What they want you to do is they want you to bring your own cup.
Yep.
And I brought two. I brought this one. We color coded everything, so blue meant water. That way, if we were drinking, we knew what we were drinking. I bought one that was blue for water and one that was pink, and that was for our alcoholic beverages because it keeps them cold longer. And you would just, or even Coke. So you just put water in it and fill it up with ice and water, and the Coke was the same way. You brought your own cup, put water in it, and filled it up in the soda dispenser machine. It's a soda dispenser machine like a lot of convenience stores have.
If you don't have a cup like that, don't worry, they'll sell you one on board.
Yeah, they'll sell you one.
They're $20 a piece. I looked.
Here's Don.
Mark is going to Hawaii Halloween.
Ooh, wow.
Hawaii Halloween.
Mm-hmm. And here's Pedroza Travels.
Yeah, soda is more my style. All-inclusive soda sounds awesome.
Yeah, because, a lot of ships charge, we paid sometimes
$60 for a 5-day soda package on a cruise ship.
Yeah. So they don't have bottled water, and soda is free. Now, when it comes to the bar loot, it is not per cabin, it's per person. So I had my own bar loot. Chet had his own bar loot. So if I drank up all my bar loot, and he still had bar loot, but what was so funny was there were a lot of people that we ran into that had bar loot left over. And they were like, one gentleman told us, he says, I ordered a $95 bottle of wine at dinner last night because I had $125 worth of bar loot left. We left the ship and there was $125 worth of bar loot on our tab.
And
you can't take it back with you, though.
And we had 3 bottles of wine one night at supper with the lady sitting there with us at the table. We just ordered 3 bottles of wine and shared it with everybody.
Yep. Here's Z.
I guess I had to get the Powerball lottery to get my drinks on Virgin.
And Moonlight Adventures loves the seltzer water.
There you go.
And there's no refunds. That's right. There's no refunds on the tabs. So whether it is bar loot or sailor loot, you don't get a refund on it. If you don't use it on the ship, it's just gone.
Yeah, as far as we know, it's just gone.
And so the guy in the gift shop said that people that had sailor loot, the last night on the ship would come in and buy t-shirts and stuff, trying to use up the sailor loot. Remember, sailor loot and bar loot are not the same. So I got a little octopus. So they got these octopuses, and this is the Scarlet Lady, and it says Scarlet Lady right here on her head. And the other ship is a blue one, and the other
ship.
The other Virgin ship is a different color. So
Yeah.
you're only going to get the red one on the Scarlet Lady.
Right.
And then these were our room keys. So, and it's so funny because they all had different sayings on them. Like mine said, ahoy sailor. Some of them said naughty, feeling naughty. And, you know, they said different things. And so the way that this works, it opens your door and it's just like on other cruise ships, but you wrap it around your arm twice. And then you put this little, anchor through the end of it. And that was kind of fun. Now, the thing about these is these are reusable. So, but I want to save them. I want one for every ship I've been on. But what you do is you can take this back the next time you cruise on Virgin, and they will just recalibrate the chip in it. So you can use the same one over and over again.
You can, but we probably won't.
Yeah, we probably won't. Here
I think I'll try to put this back on though next time we go, see if we can get by with that.
Here's some more.
Can you say that? Z-Man says, can you text me that information of where you bought those?
He must be talking to somebody else.
Okay, yeah, must be somebody else.
Here we go. Let's see.
Aaron says, will the leftover bar loot be there for you on another cruise?
No, it's just gone.
No.
It's just gone.
I don't know where it goes.
Here we go.
Cruise Life says, did you just enjoy the cruise because it was a new cruising experience, or was there anything in particular you liked?
So
good question.
That is a really good question. So there were things I did not like and things I did like. I think what I liked the most about Virgin, every passenger we ran into was just like chill mode.
It was the most chill ship we've ever been on, including all the Princess cruises we've been on.
Every employee was chill mode.
Yeah.
And what they say is they want you to be in chill mode. If the staff is in chill mode, it kind of exudes over into the passengers. Another thing is, you know, you get on cruise ships and they're always got all these announcements going on over the overhead speakers. The only announcement they gave was for the muster drill station. After that, they told you there would be no more announcements unless it was an emergency. We never heard another announcement.
Let's talk about that crew again for a minute, though. The crew being so chill, when we sat down anywhere, and it doesn't matter where we was at, not just one crew member would come by, but usually 2 or 3 different ones.
Yes.
Nobody assumed that somebody else had already stopped.
No. It was employee, and this is what I even asked employees, you know, why are y'all just so chill? And this is what they said. On this cruise line, we are allowed to be ourselves.
That's what they said.
If we're the joking type, we're allowed to joke with the passengers. Yep. If we're the, you know, we're quiet and reserved, we're allowed to be quiet and reserved. And they said that other cruise lines, you have to conform to the way they want you to be.
Well, it even went as far as their appearance. If they wanted an anchor tattoo on their arm, they could get an anchor tattoo on their arm.
Oh, and
if they wanted to grow a mustache, they could grow a mustache.
When we boarded the ship, that like the entertainment crew, But as soon as we boarded the ship, there was this entertainment crew, no shirt unbuttoned, hairy chest showing. He was just standing there. Hi, welcome aboard. I'm like, okay.
It was like the village people greeting us when we got on board.
It was. But
funny.
they're allowed to be themselves, and that's what they liked. And even though they had uniforms, they didn't have to tuck their shirt in. If they wanted to leave their shirt tucked out, they could leave their shirt tucked out. They, of course, had to wear the uniform. And then the other thing was they didn't have on their name badges, they didn't have the country they're from, nor their position. And the staff said to us, it's really relaxed because you don't know who's walking by. That's an officer or a superior. So you really are just yourself. You don't have to all of a sudden act one way because there's an officer walking by.
Although we could pick them out.
We could pick them out.
Yeah.
Here's Antoinette at phone.
I'm so pumped now to go get on Virgin.
Yes.
Oh, Antoinette, you got to go.
Mm-hmm.
We ought to go with Antoinette on a Virgin cruise.
Yeah.
That'd be great. That would
And
be great.
yes, wow, the chill mood was just, it was ridiculous. The chill mood was just crazy.
Yeah, I tell you what, everybody, the atmosphere, everybody on that cruise, we didn't see anybody get riled up about nothing.
No, and that was the other thing. Not once did we hear passengers arguing with each other.
No.
We didn't hear employees arguing with each other. We didn't hear anybody being ugly to anybody.
We didn't see anybody that drank too much.
Nope.
We didn't have anybody running down the hallway.
Nope.
No, at night, it was like you could hear a pin drop around there.
You really could.
It was amazing. Everybody was so well behaved and friendly. It just went from the crew to all the passengers.
Yes.
It was just an amazing experience.
It was just chill. And I think it was lots of reasons. And you didn't stress out about anything. Even though you couldn't make it to a show, it didn't seem to be a big deal. We didn't hear anybody at customer service being ugly or nasty to customer service, nor customer service being ugly, nasty to them. And customer service was right down the hall from our room.
Yes. Yeah, at the end of the hall, that was customer service, and they always had people there manning it, and it was never a long line. There'd be a couple people sometimes be nobody there. There'd be 3 employees just talking to each other.
Yeah, and rock the boat.
Oh, we got to include Virgin in our rotation for future cruises.
There you go. Yeah, you have to.
I recommend it. We recommend it.
We're definitely going to do Virgin again, and we just had a regular interior room, and they have the rooms with the swing on the balcony, and so one couple we ran into, he said that they booked this cruise because his wife saw this hammock on a YouTube channel, and she's like, I want to go on that ship because I want that hammock. And so they got their room with the hammock on the balcony, and he said he's fallen asleep out there a couple of times. So how was Cozumel?
Oh, we want to try and get an excursion booked. Yeah, we recommend book them early just in case, because we did see half of them probably sold out before we got on the ship.
Yes, and we love Cozumel. We did do a short excursion in Cozumel. A lot of people got off the ship and they went to Paradise Beach. They took a taxi to Paradise Beach, or they took a taxi to Mr. Sanchos's, or they just hung around the port. Or
there was a lot of excursion people too, because half of them were sold out.
Yes,
I'm not exaggerating because we looked before we left.
And there were only 2 ships in port. We were at one port, and one ship was and it was a Carnival ship at the other pier. Yeah. And here's Aaron Smith.
You think the rock stars would be really rowdy, but not on Virgin? No. If they were, I don't know where they got rowdy at, because I'll tell you, it was as quieter than any princess ship we've ever been on.
Yeah. And welcome in, Fearless Rambler.
George, what's going on, buddy?
And, the thing was that, so we did the Scarlet party, which is because they don't have formal night. So that's like their formal night. But really, we saw people every night for dinner. We saw people dressed up. We saw people wearing shorts and T-shirts. Yep. People really honestly wore whatever they wanted to wear. So Scarlet Night is kind of like their red night. Everybody was wearing red, either a red T-shirt or a red dress or red anything. And they have like a little presentation, tells you about the Scarlet Lady.
It's kind of a story time for adults.
It's story time for adults. But if you miss that, it's not a big deal.
It was really unusual though to see. Like I said, there's no official formal night, but we saw several people dressed in suits and red tuxes and red super nice gowns. I mean, they were dressed up like $1 million. And then there was other people who had on red flip flops, and a red tank top.
Right.
You know, it was that different.
And you honestly can wear whatever you want to wear. If you don't want to dress up on this cruise ship to go to dinner, you can wear shorts and a t-shirt. That's it. Yeah. The other thing I want to talk about was the towels in the room. The towels were bizarre. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, so I don't know. I'm not overly fancy or anything, but the hand towels in the bathroom they were like kitchen towels. They were
towels.
Like kitchen tea towels. They weren't absorbent or anything.
And for some odd reason, they said makeup on them.
No, that was a washcloth.
Oh, that was the washcloth. Okay.
The washcloth said makeup on them, which was kind of weird.
But the towels were nice.
Yeah, and the bath towels were nice.
Yeah.
But the hand towels were like a dish towel in the kitchen. I don't know. They were kind of weird.
I felt like I needed to go wash some dishes. And there was no place to hang it up.
No, there were no towel racks in the bathroom. So because we were in a handicap room, so we had grab bars, but we didn't have a towel rack to hang towels up on because we had grab bars. I think they have towel racks in rooms where it's not handicapped and you can hang your towel up, but we had grab bars instead, which we thought was kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, didn't really want to hang them over the toilet. I was like, do I really want to hang this here? Maybe.
So here's Marjorie.
Sea legs. That is how you retain your customers.
There you go.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We agree with you on that, Marjorie.
And so, what was the other thing I wanted to talk about? Oh, here's Pedroza. What's he have to say?
Maybe they're implying if you didn't pay your tab, you were going to have to do those dishes. Yeah, if you ate and you can't pay, get in the kitchen and wash them dishes.
Get in the kitchen and wash those dishes. It's so. I
want to talk about the food for a second. Then.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Can I talk about the music first?
Okay.
So there was, overhead music everywhere on the ship, but it was loud.
Yeah, instead of being kind of a backdrop music, like we put on videos and stuff, it was really loud. And if you're trying to have a conversation, it was actually quite annoying because you had to talk really loud for anybody to hear you.
No matter where you sat, whether it be a restaurant, the food court, or just sitting in one of the quiet places, the music was really overly loud.
Yeah. Even at breakfast time.
Even at breakfast,
at 7:30 in the morning, I'm like, why is this music blaring? There's me and 3 other people in this restaurant.
Here's Aaron.
Towel racks are towel racks and grab bars are grab bars, and never the twain should meet. Amen, Aaron. You get a double squeaky for that because we did not want to hang our towels over the grab bars by the toilet. We didn't want to do that either.
Oh, and the other thing was Chet didn't bring lotion. Because, normally cruise ships, they have shampoo, conditioner, bath soap, lotion.
Every cruise ship we've ever been on has a lotion thing. I thought, well, I don't need to carry this tube of lotion. I mean, there'll be lotion on the ship.
No
Lo
lotion.
and behold, this ship had no lotion. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Here's Pedroza. What kind of music was it? It was all kinds of music.
It was modern.
Sometimes it was elevator music. Sometimes it was modern hip hop kind of music. Sometimes it was 80s kind of music. It was literally all kinds of music.
Nothing that we could sing to because we didn't know the words to none of it. It was just music kind of.
So they had one area, like kind of like a nightclub, right? But there's no place to sit. It's standing room only. And they have a stage, and so the performers are performing for you first, kind of telling you the rules. And it's kind of fun because they get up there and they say, no drinks on the floor. It's not safe. And then they'll say, if you want to dance, dance. If you want to stand, stand. If you can't see, move. And then they go and they say, whatever you do, just don't be a jerk. But, they say that.
H-O-L-E.
Right. We don't want to say that because our grandchildren watch. Just don't be a jerk.
And they had a big cat's head up there on the screen singing it to you.
Right. And
a cat's head.
And it was
it was funny.
The humor was adult humor, but crazy, bizarre adult humor, which was, I don't know, it was just weird.
That's why I thought, this would be really hilarious if somebody had, a couple of drinks.
Oh, yeah. And, well, we went in there and had a couple of drinks, and it was funny.
But it was so minimal drinking on that ship. I was just amazed at how.
Lots of wine and champagne. Wine and champagne was a big beverage on that ship.
And even that, I've seen more go out on a princess ship than I did on this ship.
No, but I mean, most of the people that were drinking was drinking wine or champagne. There wasn't a lot of mixed drinkers.
No, and I think the reason why that is because when we first got on board, we got a mixed drink, and we was like, that's not very good. So we tried another one later, and they just weren't very good.
I don't know if it was that they just don't cater a lot to mixed cocktails, or is it that it is? I mean, even in the food court area, they were serving champagne, so maybe that is their thing, because they have lots of wine and champagne options. And welcome in Cruising for One,
Jeffrey. What's going on?
And there
Cruising for
were a
One?
lot of solo cruisers on Virgin.
Yes, there was.
And they have solo cabins for solo cruisers on Virgin.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So the age group, a lot of people say, well, what kind of age group is going on this? Of course, we already talked about there's no kids on board. The age is 18 and up. And I'd have to tell you, the average age we probably saw was 45 to 50.
Mm-hmm.
And there were some people in their 20s, but there are not that many. And anybody over their 60s, I don't think we saw anybody over their 60s.
Mm-mm. We were like the old people.
Yeah, there was a few people older than us, but yeah, probably 45 to 50 would have been the average age of what was there.
And here's Cruising for One.
Yes, and unlike NCL, the solo cabins are reasonably priced.
They are, and that's what all the solo cruisers told us, that Virgin, they charge solo cruisers a solo cruiser price, but they did say that their cabin was small, but they didn't stay in their cabin very much.
No, nobody does. You just go in there to sleep, really.
It's a Fearless Rambler.
Just got back from camping this weekend and seeing the eclipse at It's a Cruise Life. Yes, I know you put a short up on that, George. I did manage to catch your short video, or not a short video. It was a community tab. Your community tab thing I saw before I came on the air here.
And Aaron says, you mean groovy old people?
Groovy, old people. I tell you, it wasn't the silver hair people. They weren't there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cruising for One says, I saw very, very 18 to 30, quite a few 40 to 60, and some 70 plus. We saw almost very few under 30, and nobody over 65, if we had to guess.
And we only saw one gentleman on a scooter, and one lady that was in a wheelchair, but she had a broken leg.
Right.
Her leg was in a cast.
Yeah, she didn't typically use a wheelchair. So there's not a whole lot of wheelchair and scooter people going on these cruises, and because it's really for active people.
Well, like, for example, this pools and things are not, you have to go up steps to get into hot tubs.
Yes.
And, it's really not scooter handicap friendly. We manage just fine, but we are more ambulatory.
Yeah.
We need the wheelchair at night in the room.
Or if I walk too much, and then I did roll a dinner out there one night in a wheelchair. No problem.
Cruising for One says he only saw one scooter too.
Yeah, we saw one scooter, but you can get around most of the ship on no problems. But like you said, there's some things that you're just really not going to be able to get into unless you can climb stairs.
There were ramps and things like that, but they really don't cater to disabilities.
Right.
They really are catering towards active adults.
If you're an active person and like to be active, relax too, be chill. But, you want to go out there and play on some playground equipment, or if you like exercising at the gym and all those classes they have, all that's available because it's set up for that.
And the other thing was hi, welcome in, Cruise Nuts.
There's Mike and Tracy.
And yes, our room worked out great. We were in a handicap room.
Worked out really good.
The bathroom door, you waved your hand in front of the bathroom door and it opened by itself and all that.
But it's so funny because the door to actually get in the cabin, you better have some of this right here to get in that door.
Because
she couldn't open it.
It was a very hard door to open if you... it just was.
She couldn't open it. She'd hit the unlock button, and I'd have to snatch that thing
Aaron.
up. I believe I saw one scooter on a Cruise World vlog from Scarlet Lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just won't see them. They're just not there.
Right. And it's really a lot of the restaurants, they're a little closer, confined areas. It's not scooter friendly.
Right.
I'm not saying don't go if you're on a scooter. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that they just don't have a lot of accommodations for that.
You're just going to say you're probably going to have a better time on a different cruise line because it's just it's like if you're an active person and go on a cruise ship that's not set up for it, you'd be like, I'm going crazy. Like, the gym closes at 8. And I want to go in there at 10 or 11 o'clock at night or whatever.
And
this gym seemed to be open all night.
Yeah, the Cruising for One says he loved all the activities, and it's full of activities. I mean, this ship totally activities. And thanks, you, Marjorie. The games, so they have like I would say it's like the Red Frog Pub on a Carnival cruise ship, but I can't remember the name of the bar that was there, but they served pretzels and popcorn, and it was a big game room, and it had an arcade, and all the arcade games were free, and it had foosball and skeet, whatever that sand skeet is,
and air hockey,
and they had a whole container full of games. Constantly, people would get games board games, and they would sit and play them. They had every board game from Rock and Sock'em Robots. Some of the games were like children's games, like Rock and Sock'em Robot, and every time we walked by that Rock and Sock'em Robot, he was busy. But then they had games like Monopoly and Scrabble and Yahtzee and things like that. And you know what was? Everybody put the games back nicely.
Yes.
The games were not just thrown back up there and not in the boxes.
This was probably, as far as, garbage or glasses left around and stuff like that.
Oh,
the cleanest ship we've ever been on.
Did not walk down a hallway and see dirty dishes lined up in the hallway. Did not see dirty glasses in the elevator.
Right.
Didn't see dirty glasses randomly
laying in a windowsill.
No.
Or even the tables. It's like as soon as somebody got up, it's like gone.
And here's Aaron.
Oh, we saw the board games on the opening roll.
And here's Cruising for One.
One thing I didn't notice, but were elevators wide enough?
So the elevators are not very big. They were wide enough to get a wheelchair in them, and they were wide enough to get a scooter in them. Just wide enough.
Yes. In fact, I would say some scooters, you'd have to back out. If you went in forward, you'd have to back out.
And ain't going to be a whole bunch of people in there with you.
No, there ain't going to be nobody in there with you, probably. Jeffrey has a point there, Cruising for One. The elevators are small.
Yeah.
But, we never waited for an elevator.
No, we didn't wait for an elevator.
We never waited for an elevator.
Nor was elevators overcrowded.
No, we never got an elevator where it was like this.
Never.
Not one time.
Not one time. Not even on embarkation day.
Not even on embarkation day. A good point.
Just Cruising for One.
That area where the games are was very cool.
Yes. It was set up for adult fun.
I went in there and I played a couple of arcade games. And
they had swings on this cruise ship.
Yeah.
Swings.
And seesaws.
Here's Marjorie.
Chet, you will make an excellent ambassador and glad that you didn't fall off the bed. Marjorie, I can't fall off the bed. I put my wheelchair right next to it just in case because I used to fall off the bed.
He did. He fell off the bed a lot. And welcome in Billy Baldowski.
Billy Baldowski, welcome. Aloha, my friend. And he says aloha to all y'all out there. Good to see you. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for that, Billy. And Cruising for One, yes, it was cleaner than Disney.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, there was no dishes, napkins, nothing around anywhere. I was so impressed.
He's right. A lot of people never use the elevators.
I knew there had to be a lot of people. I didn't see people going up the stairs, but I'm like, they've got to be using the stairs because we never wait for an elevator. Yeah,
a lot of people use the stairs. Yeah. And mermaids rule. That's right. Merman rules.
Merman. Woo!
And most of the activity, so deck 5 is customer service and 2 restaurants, the Wake restaurant, which is like the steakhouse, and the Razzle Dazzle restaurant. That's on deck 5. Other than that, there's really not much else on deck 5 except for rooms. Then deck 6 and 7 are like your shopping, and some restaurants are there as well.
Hold on, deck 5 is Razzle Dazzle, and it's the Pink Agave is the other one.
Oh, the Pink Agave.
That's why I brought this thing.
The Pink Agave.
I knew we wouldn't remember.
And then deck 6 has got some shopping, and it's also got some restaurants. And deck 7 is the same, some shopping and some restaurants. Then decks 8 through 14 are all cabins. So then you get up to 15, and that's restaurants again. Your pools, your food court, which isn't a buffet. And then deck 16 is the activity deck.
Yeah, so let's talk about that, the buffet that ain't a buffet.
Hold on one second. Let's get these swings.
I love the big swings, and they were surprisingly comfortable.
Yeah.
I've got a video of her on one. Razzle Dazzle was my favorite. Oh, we loved Razzle Dazzle.
We liked Razzle Dazzle. We
Yeah.
had breakfast there and dinner there. We had breakfast there, brunch. It's not breakfast; it's brunch. But you could order whatever you wanted. I mean, you ordered just breakfast.
The first employee we actually talked to there, the crew member, whatever, was Monique. Remember at Razzle Dazzle? She was awesome.
Monique set us up good with
Monique,
us and
if
dinner
you're watching,
reservations.
thank you so much. You're awesome.
So here's Z.
I got some news for you. I will be on my new schedule Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Time.
Go. Okay.
Woo! Right on, Z-Man.
And here's cruising for one.
Did you go to the small food area near the pool?
That's
up on. That's called the Sun Club.
Yes. We didn't eat there. We walked past it a couple of times. We did not eat there. There were so many places to eat. You just couldn't hit them all. No, you just couldn't.
Not in 5 days. Not on a 5-day cruise. We got a good. But the thing is we like the what was that one we liked? The test kitchen. We liked it so well that we went back to it a second time.
So normally they don't let you book the same restaurant twice, but they allowed us to book the test kitchen twice because we ate there the first night, and first of all, the ship did a great job accommodating me for gluten-free. Everywhere on the ship they did a great job, and we ate at the test kitchen, and she said, y'all need to come back tomorrow night because everything is gluten-free. And I'm like, what? If I would have known that. And so they did allow us to eat at the test kitchen twice, only because the second night when they changed the menu over, it was all gluten-free. So they did make accommodations.
The whole ship was extremely accommodating toward the gluten-free, but the test kitchen in particular was just superior at it.
Yeah.
It's like they had everything made so all I had to do was pull off one thing. Boop, now it's gluten-free.
Right.
It was amazing.
And cruising for one, he walked past it too and wished he had tried it. We did too, but we just couldn't. We did eat. We did try several places to eat. And the other thing about the buffet is it's like a food court. So there are 9 food stations in the buffet area, but it's not a buffet. You're not going to serve yourself.
It's called the galley is the name of it.
Right. So you walk up to it and they have like somebody standing there taking your order, and then they make your plate and you get like a restaurant beeper. But if you don't want to do that, you just sit down at a table and you can either ask for a paper menu or scan the menu on your phone.
Right, order it on the app.
And they have this cute little flag, and you put the little flag up, and the little flag says ahoy. And when the flag is up, the staff will come over and take your order. So let's say you want a hamburger and a taco and a dessert from the dessert bar. You can order all of it, and the server will go around and get all those items for you.
Yeah.
And that was great.
That was awesome.
I like that because, first of all, I like the fact that people aren't touching the food. Yeah. And I like the fact that if you didn't want to stand there and wait for it, you just put the little flag up and they did it for you.
It was great. And you didn't sit there long either.
No.
They were on the job. Let me tell you what, that crew was on the ball. There was nobody foot dragging around there or waiting for some other crew member to get to you. They were getting it done like they had a commission or something.
Cruising for one says you must have been in heaven on. Oh yeah, we were.
Oh, the test kitchen was brilliant. Yes.
And then Aaron, how was a gluten-free fare? So they did a lot of things for me gluten-free. And this is what was amazing. No matter what dining facility you were in, whether you were in the food court area, the galley, or whether you were in one of the restaurants, the very first thing every server said, never failed, was, do you have a food allergy?
First thing that came out of her mouth, other than hello.
And Marjorie says, Robin, you look like you lost some weight on that cruise. Actually, I lost weight before I went on the cruise. Yeah. Thank you for noticing.
Yes.
I lost like 17 pounds.
17 pounds, y'all.
Just cruising for one.
As a solo sailor, I loved that I could order from my table. I always sat behind the coffee station, and they were so friendly.
Yeah, so there's more than one coffee bar, and the specialty coffee was like, wow. I mean, they did it up on specialty coffees.
And their service was just great. It didn't matter who you had. It wasn't like, I hope I get this person. It didn't matter who you got. They were all fantastic.
Right. And we only have a couple more minutes. We're definitely going to talk more about Virgin next Sunday. Yeah. Chet's got videos coming out on Virgin as well. And, if you've not tried Virgin, we strongly suggest you give it a try. They are smaller ships. So it's not, they're not these massive ships.
Right.
And you got to learn about the difference between the bar loot and the sailor loot. And if you don't use it, you lose it. Just saying. Here's the Z Show.
It's like a restaurant, I know, a restaurant called Pancho's. It has all you can eat buffet. Yeah. Yeah, it was all you can eat. That's right. We could sit there and order more if we wanted.
Yeah, you could order as much as you wanted.
Yeah.
And I even asked for small portions. So when I went to the salad bar, because you just tell them what you want on your salad. And I asked her, I said, because she was making these huge bowls in front of me. And I said to her, I said, can you make me a smaller portion? She says, sure. The smaller portion she gave me was still a huge portion. So then one of the waiters told me, if you want a small portion, ask them to put it in a soup bowl for you, because it's a soup and salad bowl, a soup and salad bar. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm glad I know that now. But like the tacos, they had gluten-free tacos. The noodle bar, they had gluten-free noodles for me. Every place on the ship had an option for me, because I was really worried at first. I was like, I'm going to starve to death on this ship looking at their menus online.
Yeah, just going by the menu, it looked like there was nothing for her to eat. When we get on the ship, we find out they actually have more to eat than any ship we've been on anywhere.
More gluten-free options than any ship I've ever been on.
Yeah.
Ever. And I got no cross-contamination either. Not once did I get cross-contamination on the ship.
Except in Mexico.
I got cross-contamination in Cozumel.
None on the ship, though.
But none on the ship.
Yeah, Cruising for One says, I talked with one crew member who had worked for Silver Sea, and he said Virgin was a much better line to work for. Everybody,
every employee we ran into said that.
No matter where they came from.
And we asked them. We specifically asked them.
We asked them, yes. Fearless says, I'm ready to go. Virgin sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
We're ready to go, too.
We're ready to go, too.
We're ready to go again. I'll have to book one for 2025 because we got 2024 slap full.
We were trying to figure out what could we cancel in 2024 that we could go back on Virgin for 2024, but it's just not going to happen. We're going to have to do Virgin for 2025. But,
unless you get extra time off.
But if you're really looking for a chilled, relaxed, no kids, no announcements, just do your own thing, dress your own way, Virgin's definitely the way to go.
Absolutely. Yeah, we've done it, and we're going to do it again. I can tell you that. I even bought a Virgin Voyages shirt here, so that.
And I got my octopus.
Yep.
Okay, so tell them what we got coming up this week.
Okay, what is it today? Sunday. Also, this week, Wednesday, of course, join me at 8:30 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday. Wacky Wednesday, y'all. And we'll be talking about something. Who knows? Maybe something about this cruise, maybe something about something else. But you come in the chat and we'll talk about whatever. And also got a short coming out off of Virgin Voyages. I'm going to have at least one regular video coming out, probably in the raid parade. So stand by for those also. And then we'll be back Sunday night with part 2 of this, because we didn't even begin to touch all these notes I got here, y'all. So much to talk about.
It's a cruise love.
Oh, he says all booked on Virgin in February.
There you go.
So looking forward to
yeah. So we have so much more to tell you about Virgin. There's so much more to tell you. How to book your dining, how to book your reservations for the shows, all of that.
That's
and here's
great.
Cruising for One.
Same for me. I don't have time until 2025. 2 princesses booked and a celebrity. That chews up my vacation time. I know, Jeffrey. We got 2 princesses, an MSC, and of course that Norwegian breakaway.
Yep. So we want to thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for everyone that subscribed to us from the Scarlet Lady. We hope to see you around the channel. So until next time.
Oh, special thanks to our members before that. Yes. Thanks, members. We love y'all. Big hug.
Until next time, we'll see you around the channel.
See you around the channel.